Well, it started out at young age, almost first job. My father was a general contractor, small general contractor, just doing remodels and smaller projects, not too many employees with me helping. And so I've been in the construction field for, pretty much forever. And then, as I got older, going out on my own, I just, got in with a paint crew that a buddy was working on. So I kind of started specializing. And ever since then, I've stuck with painting since I was 18 years old. And I've been a painter ever since. So I think it goes back again to my father as a general contractor. I always watched him running his own business. He kept things, fairly small, but it was nice to see that he was, running his own business, taking care of his own customers, projects, and I wanted to do that. And so when I originally started, I just decided, I want to work for myself. And as time went on, and my father's still a mentor, and he's still got his construction business going, but asking him for advice, I've slowly been growing it until, we've got a pretty solid company, and it's just kind of gone from there. And I think what, inspired me was just looking at my dad with his construction company and wanting to kind of follow in his footsteps. And then I just kept building on that. Um, you know, I would say, it's, I guess that building on why I started the business, it's being creative. People just think that painting is simple, and the act of painting a wall is fairly simple, but there's so much more that goes into trying to make a good company, with the customer service, the quality, being able to reproduce that quality on each customer's house. And I think that, building systems and building a company that people can trust it's fun. We have a pretty solid process we've streamlined that is just every aspect from getting you an estimate to, accepting a proposal, to the crew showing up, to completing the job, to even follow up afterwards. We've just been creating systems and processes, and it's really rewarding to see everything work so that we know that everything is going to be, what we expect and what our customers expect every time. So it's processes. I think that the key to quality and quality every time, quality on every project is being able to reproduce, the same results by following these processes. Is, we have everything streamlined from the sales process so that we know that the quality there, you're going to get your quote on the spot. You can accept it digitally. You'll get a call the next day for scheduling. And then when the crew shows up, they've got detailed work orders. They've been issued their colors. We have a whole color approval process. And so, it just goes on even to the final walkthrough. We have a whole system we follow. And so when every step along the way is basically predetermined, that everybody knows what to do. And that guarantees that the results are going to be quality for everybody. And also, if for any reason the results aren't there, they're not what was hoped for, we go back right away. We get a call and somebody's got an issue, and we are back right away, and we just don't stop until the results are exactly what they should be. I think they should know that, essentially we care. We are trying. Our goal is to make every customer happy, and I think it's everything that goes into that, from the quality of work to a non-stressful experience of working with us. And I think that everybody on our team is on board with that, and we're all trying. We, with our final walkthroughs, we come back and we debrief on every project. And if we ever have a customer who's not completely satisfied, everybody on the team is concerned about it, and we're still trying to get better. And that customer, what can we do to make them completely satisfied? And I think that's something that really does differentiate us from other companies, because I feel all the way from myself down to our administrative team, through the estimators, all the way down to, a more inexperienced helper on the crew, they learn right away that, wow, everybody here cares, and that's the way this company works. And so I think from top to bottom, everybody cares about the customer experience, and everything that goes into that. The quality, the stress-free process, and just producing a quality work that's going to last, and the customer knows it. So yeah, the one that comes into mind is we've got someone who's been working with us about 3.5 years, and his name's Eric. If you get an estimate from us, you might meet us because that's what he does, or you might meet him. That's what he does now. He's an estimator, goes out on site, but he actually started. Just came in the door saying, "I know how to paint, but still got some stuff to learn." And right away, me and him got along when I first interviewed him, and I could tell he was, the kind of guy I wanted to work here. And he started on the cruise, worked his way up till we realized, hey, this guy, is getting better and really showing us what he can do. He ended up, moving on up to running projects on his own, keeping customers happy. We had him, we realized how happy customers could be. I mean, on top of doing the good work and caring about their, the process and them and how it impacted them. I mean, he was also just a nice guy, very nice guy. And so it just kind of kept moving on until eventually we were like, hey, you're so great with customers and you know how to do the job. So he is experienced in how to do the job. That then it kind of moved up, and we brought him onto the sales team, and he's going out. He's a great estimator. He offers great advice because, whether someone hires us or not, we've got estimators showing up to the house who know what they're doing as well. So they're going to be able to guide people in what they need to do, what's the right thing to do, and also know what it takes to get the job done right. And that's Eric. Eric, he's very well rounded, and I think he's just a good example of him and everyone else on our team. I mean, he definitely knows what he's doing, and he cares about our customers.